So to preface this, I will say that some of these messages are pretty bad. Now, I did do my research, made sure that I did everything right, and I did not entrap the man, which I did not. So I will say that this guy is active on social media, to say the least. Yeah, I did meet him on Nevermet. However, he does have, to my knowledge, a Discord, which will be on here, a Twitch. He does have a Blue Sky, which I don't look at because obviously I don't use Blue Sky, and then a Twitter. I did make a call-out post on Twitter with like 5 fucking likes, so ignore that. I will put them up on here. Unfortunately, just like me, he is a massive Destiny 2 player. I know this sounds petty as shit, but I did try to text the clan leader for the clan that he's in. However, he never got back to me, which I don't blame him. I'm just a fucking nobody, low-key. But I did try to contact him, which obviously didn't work. Don't blame him. I hope at least somehow this guy contacts me so I can tell him about what's going on. I'm not going to put up his name because he has nothing to do with this. He's been a Discord user for 7.8 years. May 18th, 2018 is when he joined. Which is actually kind of sad. I won't even lie to you. His name is Protector of Cosmos. Maybe if he was Protector of Children, this wouldn't have happened. Won't even lie to you. But it seems like his Discord account did get disabled, which there's no way he could have blocked me. I will put a screenshot up here. But now, enough of the yapping. Let's get into everything that happened. Just to start this off, so what happened is not only did he get arrested, they also found him in possession with multiple files of CSAM. So happily, he's probably going to be gone for a long time. When my friend spoke to the sheriff of the town that he got arrested in, they came back a week later saying that he's looking at a minimum of multiple felonies. So to start this off, we met this guy on Nevermet, the VR chat Tinder, in a way. Did I lie about the age? Yes. However, on the Discord account, which he added, the bio, the very first thing it says is 16. You will see in the message, one of the very first things he puts up is saying, "So sorry if this is like awkward, but I assume you probably know I'm older than you." He said he's 25. And in the message, I said, "Well, I'm 16, hope you read the bio." He said I did, so I don't have a picture of the Discord account. I have to reset the password, and I gotta get the email first. However, yeah, he obviously knew. So, in the second message, the second screenshot, this was maybe about not even 25 minutes after adding us on Discord. We were just having a normal conversation about VR chat, what we like to play. And he says, "Would you consider yourself freaky?" That is indeed a little nasty. I said freaky, I'd classify as normal or whatever. I think I'm using the term in a way like, would you consider yourself, and he did try to do the spoiler message, sexual. Sorry if that's too personal, LOL. And just said it's fine, and then we went back to talk about games for about 5 minutes until he texted, "I assume you do that pretty regularly." Now I was confused and I said, "Do what?" And he said, "Masturbate." This one he didn't even try to do a spoiler on. Mind you, this guy knows he's texting what he thinks is a 16-year-old girl. However, the blurred message is because it's obviously I have to blur it, but it was me saying I don't do sexual stuff because it seems dirty. And he said, "I mean, you can do, but only if you like keep yourself clean." So I tried to diffuse it And obviously that didn't work. So he said, what do you usually use to blank what makes you tick? Now this is about 30 minutes after I already added him on Discord, which is obviously fucking weird. So I just said the basic, I like voices. What kind of voices? I mean man ones, of course. LOL, so I already have an in. 30 minutes after he meets what he thinks is a 16-year-old girl, he's already doing this. This is pretty fucking nasty. And I would hope that the two people watching this would agree. In this message, he basically, I was talking about some British guy who kept like slandering me. And he was like, damn, so I'm already leaving a good impression on you, doll. Now, when me and my friend were sitting in a VC, looking through all the messages to look through every incriminating one to see, you know, what can we put in this folder to give to the sheriff. We both gawked at the fact that him calling us doll after meeting us, look at the timestamp, about 35 minutes ago is fucking nasty. Now this message was about 10 minutes after I kind of ignored him because I was playing fucking Counter-Strike. Classic. But he said, I'm going to have to expand your mind. And he said something about his weight between that. And I said, I mean, if you are a little chubby like that, LOL. In terms of kinks, doll, LOL. Now, this is pretty fucking nasty. As is. Because not only is he texting a 16-year-old girl that he thinks while being above 25, it's talking sexual within 30 minutes. So I said, I like normal stuff. And he said, would you like me to control? I said, yes, absolutely. I definitely can, doll. I've been a dom for almost 12 years now. So, looking back at what he said his age was, 25. That means he's been doing this since he was 13, which, when you look at later, I'm going to be able to show the face because he already has most of the charges filed against him. He looks bitchless. Sorry to say that. Anyways. Do you like being praised? Yes. Now, this is the stuff my girlfriend came up with. Would you say you have a daddy kink? Which, when I sent this message, I was screen sharing to my friend, and he said that was pretty fucking nasty, and that we should like just go on with it. So I said, is the gas green? Just checking, baby girl. So he asked if I had any exes, which I said 1, but he cheated. Ew, fucking disgusting. I abhor cheaters. Well, do you know what I do abhor? I hate pedophiles. And when you see later, this guy's fucking nasty. I abhor what he's doing. Now, I did very sneakily ask what's the closest major city near you, which he's in Wisconsin. That's all I'm gonna say. Which, yeah, I have a few friends in West, so he said I'm like smack dab in the middle between. He gave me 2 towns, which I used to get the sheriff's called on him like exactly 12 hours later. So he was talking about meeting up. I said hopefully, which this is even worse. You're trying to meet what you think is a minor. It's kind of disgusting. Now, unfortunately, I do not have any clips of going into VRC because, like, right after some of these, I went to bed. Because I had to go to sleep because I'm, like, fresh off of work. So, it was cold in my house. It was, like, 38 degrees. But, because I was misspelling. He said, you're all good princess, already giving pet names an hour in, because I think I added them around 7:29. And I said, I'll tell my mom I'll meet a friend. He said, yeah, a friend who's gonna give you some dick, basically. Which, saying that to a 16-year-old is fucking nasty. So I did say this. I genuinely felt nasty trying to type this out. Because it was pretty fucking nasty, me asking a grown-ass man this question. So soon, baby girl, you don't want me to get away, do you? I basically try to do this so I can catch him and he can't, like, you know, back out of it. Since, you know, you're already, when you'll see in the messages, sexting a minor. So he asked, have I gotten you worked up? I basically just said this, go down on the weekend, because I was planning on this doing a multi-day thing. However, in the later messages, I don't know if I caught it, but he tried to push things. And this is what he said to basically solidify that he's fully conscious of what he's doing, and he's doing this for his own sick gain on preying on children. They would never assume their precious princess is going almost 3 hours away to meet an adult. Saying this about what he thinks is a 13-year-old, or not a 13, a 16-year-old girl is, at least I'd hope, fucking criminal. He should get shamed. This message, he said, would you like me to grab blank, which is rubbers, is what he asked. I said, I mean, absolutely no pregnancy yet. Definitely sometime in the future, yes. I do want to be a parent, that's what I said. Daddy will give you his kids, I promise. Pinky promise, cross my heart and hope to die. I do hope you die. Anyways. He did say this, which the previous message wasn't from me. I don't know what my girlfriend said to him. Asked if you're horny. I said a little bit. Would you like daddy to help blank? Tell daddy what you're wearing. So I don't know if I got the message. I basically just said, well, I'm wearing a basic t-shirt and sweatpants, but I also have a jacket on right now. Are you expecting to lose soon? I said, only an hour. I can make you blank 3 times within that time. Looking at his face profile, he's probably never made a girl come. He's so honest with you. Now, basically, a few messages later, he asked me to add him on Snapchat. These are all pictures taken with my phone while I was on my computer. This is where he sent me a picture of his thing, which I did send to the police. Feel free to save it in chat. You're very welcome, my love. I'm going to kiss you as soon as you get there. Now, Beg is not his real name. His name is Jason, if I remember correctly. I did say, so what will he do once we meet? He said, well, I'm going to kiss you as soon as you get there. I said, cuddles, right? Yes, baby. Then daddy's going to leave you upstairs, and he was talking about his little fantasy that, you know, he's probably going to have with a big guy in prison. Because he's in prison. Would you like to shower together? I said, yes, I love hygiene. And you can give me a blank in the shower as well. More like he's going to give them the same thing in the shower. You're already making me happy, my love. Teaching you how to blank is just a bonus. So I want to let you know that this was an hour and a half after he added me on Nevermet. Sexting with a 16-year-old girl. Basically, most of this is just him, quote unquote, instructing and me not going along with it. So I low-key feel bad for his mom because I didn't take the whole picture, but he said, let me check my schedule, dog, because I'm going out to see Iron Lung tonight with my mom. I watched the movie. It was great. However, this man went out with his mother. You know, lady probably thought she had a good son, but no, he's out here texting little girls on Discord. That is a shame. So I said, I have to leave soon. He said, let me make you blank, baby. He basically said, fingers in, and I said, soon as in 2 minutes. I can't right now, however, we can continue this later. Pinky promise. I hate saying that because at least my girlfriend would view pinky promise as like something that you cannot break. I said, I don't actually remember what I said. I said, I told him I would give him a surprise. Can you give Daddy a hint? It's closed. Mirror selfie, perhaps. He's just fucking sick. So I did make up a ruse saying, because the last message was about at 10 a.m. I did make up a ruse saying, hey, I'm going out with my family, blah, blah, blah. And I woke up around 7:50, texted him, got back at me 5 minutes later. I'll let you know when I'm home, my love. I said, okay. So this, I sent a picture of of course, 18, well, above 18-year-old to him. I'm not going to send him a picture of a child that he can goon to, which he wouldn't be able to anyways because he's in prison. Fuck your hot baby girl. Thank you. You're very welcome, my love. Do you want a selfie of Daddy? Yes. I said yes, and he sent this. I wish I could pull up the messages because my friends put the Redditor dancing gif to me, and it was so fucking funny. He low-key looks like a Redditor. And me and my friends were joking around after I sent the picture, after he sent this picture saying he looks like he has AIDS or HIV on his lip. He's ugly. Let's be straight up with that. Now, he asked, did you bring PJs and extra clothes? I said, I mean, I won't wear the same thing for 3 days. Not that you'll need the PJs. I do have extra blankets, plus my room is like unnaturally warm. And out of nowhere, he just said, who's Daddy's good little girl? I went along with it. Of course, feeling sick about it, because this dude's texting what he thinks is a 16-year-old girl. You're welcome, my love. I hope to leave soon. I need you, baby doll. A girl almost half his age, by the way. I said, I'll have my friend drop me off close to where you live. Are you prepared for that? Absolutely. He said, good girl, hope you're prepared for a couple hours of, probably fill in the blank. Once I get my truck, go ahead and have your friend drive you to, it was a town. Right after, I forgot to take a screenshot because, of course, it was legit the street name. He said, oh, how tall are you? I said 5'4.5", because, you know, fucking teenagers are short. You're only a little taller than Daddy, but that's okay. So me and my friend started dying laughing. This dude is 5'3", chopped as shit, and looks like a Redditor. Yay. That's all I said. Okay, have her drop you off at a corner of blank. This is the street name that he gave me. And I was on the phone with the sheriff at this time. And I was like, hey, he's at this. It took me about 20 minutes to actually get a hold of the sheriff, but I'll see in a couple of minutes. This was 2 minutes before. I got on the phone with the sheriff at 10:15. I'll see in a couple of minutes. How close are you? Me and your friend are talking about the plan so I don't get caught. What's the plan? Just so I don't get you caught. And just all that. And this is the very last message he sent me. Daddy's going to stand inside so he doesn't freeze. Let me know when she's dropping you off. Now, that was the very last message he sent, which I will find absolutely fucking hilarious because, well, yeah. However, what I'm about to put on screen now is the picture of his mugshot that he got only a few days after. However, this was like the day he got arrested. This picture was taken and it says, cannot guarantee the information on this website is accurate. So what me and my friends thought is, you know, they haven't finished filing the charges. So what we did find, however, is my friend called the sheriff's office a few days after and said, got the call, he's in custody, felony charges, the detective is going through his stuff, all his stuff is frozen. He's apparently in possession of, and I'm just going to say, you know, the pizza. Now, I haven't spoken to him in a few days. However, last time I did talk to him, he'll talk about, you know, going up to the sheriff's. We haven't gotten a word. However, we do know that he is definitely facing felony charges. That's all we do know about him right now. which is why I'm glad that this sick parasite is off the streets. I will preface to say this once again. This person should not be on the streets. He should not be on VR. He should not be on no video game whatsoever. He should be rotting in a cell until the day he dies. Maybe a few friends in prison will visit him in his cell, but that's not for me to say. Now, this chopped Redditor is in prison, which I'm happy for. And that's all that matters. I hope he stays in prison for life, and there's no chance of him getting out. At all. Now, I'll say thank you for watching the little rant. I don't know how long this is, probably like 30 minutes. But, catching this guy who's done similar stuff to this, getting him off the street so no more kids can be harmed, is a positive thing. When I did get the call from the sheriff, he did say, hey, we really appreciate the stuff you do with getting these people off the streets. And it made me feel good. Not because I got some words of affirmation, but because he is off the streets where no more kids can be harmed. And I hope it stays that way. I hope he's in prison for the rest of his life. I really hope that there was no children harmed at all physically. I pray on my life. But unfortunately, there were some kids harmed online, most likely, because of his acts. I really hope that I was the only person he was texting that he thought was a minor. However, that's not the case. And like I said, I hope he's in prison. For life. Words, I would like to thank my friends. Well, none of them really use social media like that, so I will say thank you to Spoon, my friend Luna, and I don't know what she wants me to call her, so I'll just put her Twitter. I'll put her Twitter up for anyone that wants to follow her. You can. Thank you for watching this very horribly made video. I will say I hope this guy is in prison, gets the quote-unquote help he needs, and yeah. Thank you. Thank you for watching this very horribly made video. I will say I hope this guy is in prison, gets the quote-unquote help he needs, and yeah. Thank you.